This is presentation of my master's thesis. My supervisor is Professor Jānis Gabis, and the name of the thesis is Methodology of Choosing PLM Platform. So, the aim of the thesis is to elaborate the methodology of choosing PLM platform for organizations creating software products in IT industry. So, the PLM is a product lifecycle management, and the platform is information systems or applications and tools supporting this product lifecycle management. Progressive management we will discuss a bit later. And the reason for this work is lack of solid methodologies for choosing PLM platform for IT industry players. Tasks of the work. First one is to emphasize difference between software development lifecycle and software product lifecycle. Task number 2 is to think of software products in IT industry in analogy with products in other industries. Task number 3 is to underline the value of integration of processes and information inside organization in software product development lifecycle. And task number 4, of course, is to help choose PLM platform based on the elaborated methodology. Structure of the work is as follows. It's a short variant of contents of the work. So first we look into products, then we look into PLM, and these two sections complete the theoretical part or the investigational part. And then we describe elaborate methodology and do some practical choosing of platforms, PLM platforms. So this is the, first we start with product, definition of the product, what is product in IT, and so this picture basically describes 3 basic types of software, of products which contain software. So the left part is software only products, which is pure software. The middle part is hardware products, but with software components inside. And the last section is products that are complex or mixed ones, which are designed as hardware and software from the beginning. And our scope of work is actually pure software products. Why? Because if we look at this whole scope of products, it becomes too complex and too large for this work. Therefore, we focus on pure software products. And basically, if the word product from dictionaries is kind of a result of something, then product can be a result of software development, and also a software product that is maintained as a SKU or as something that we ship, either it's MS Office package or Windows operating system. It's also a product, a software product. If we talk about software products, we should look also in organizations which are engaged in software products. And this picture basically shows 4 types which we can define. And the leftmost is this one. The left one is companies or organizations that create software products on a customer basis, which are just single projects. For instance, web design agencies. For instance, a company comes to that organization and wants to design a website, and it does it, and this is kind of the one-time project. The second part, which is this one, this is the organizations which make products for a wider market. For instance, the best example is Microsoft, which makes MS Office, like sells it all over the world, and it doesn't solve problems for particular customers, it solves problems for big segments of customers. The third organization is something like Accenture, for instance, which are basically consultants and integrators which take products from other companies, merge into something called solution, and provide it to other businesses. And the last part is all other companies that make use of IT products. That may be anything from manufacturing till financial services, banks, whatever, that make use of software products. And the big big letters underneath the picture basically emphasize the main roles for each of those organization types. So, okay, this doesn't work.
You can take another one.
That's okay. So, then back to PLM. Once we finish with products, we go to PLM and talk about what is PLM. So PLM basically is a product lifecycle management, and it is a kind of an approach to manage the information from the idea of the product till the end of its life. And this involves many things, and it's just one variant of the definition. This basically illustrates the previous, and the top picture shows basically some company which has many departments or many parts. And the black arrows basically show what is the PLM actually solving. It tries to integrate processes and information flow inside the company, inside the organization, in this way making the product development effective, transparent, visible, and so on. And the below picture basically shows the overall life cycle of the product and how does it, where is PLM and how does it fit with other systems. But if we look at the terminology of PLM and in context of software, then we see that there is no such thing as PLM. There is ALM, which is basically PLM for software, which is application lifecycle management. And we also see when we investigate literature and different sources that there are very large diversity of how this term is interpreted, or how vendors actually provide tools. What is this ALM? And basically one of the sources gave me this nice picture, which I would like to show, that also, as you can see, it kind of maps to the previous picture from PLM, that it also, there are sources that look at software products also from the lifecycle approach. They define an idea, an end of life, and there is some sort of development, deployment, operations. So basically, there are also that information available. Then we proceed into looking what are the models and processes in software development related to the life cycle, from life cycle perspective. And then we investigated like 4 of these sources. The first one is PLM specific, the second one is the same, and the 3 others are, the middle one is the Silicon Valley Product Group. It's a kind of a group that's established by senior executives from Silicon Valley. They focus on software products, consultancy and software product process description and systems to other industry players. And of course Gartner and Forrester as the big researchers. And if we put those all of those together on that life cycle, then we see that only this PLM technology guide, which is the most comprehensive content of this information on the web, that this is the only one source that talks about the whole cycle. Other consultants and advisory, and they just focus on some specific parts, and mostly on software development lifecycle, not on product lifecycle. And in other words, they emphasize activities that goes on in the middle of the process, not on the start and not on the beginning, not on the end. So, and of course, we also look into platforms, and there are many vendors, many platforms producing something like ALM. So in order to filter those out, I used Gartner's Magic Quadrant and Forrester's Wave. Based on those, I selected 4 platforms. One is IBM Rational, Microsoft Visual Studio ALM, Rally Software, and Atlassian-based ALMs. So the 4 platforms I kind of looked deeper inside. And the problem actually is that number 1 is that ALM platform selection guidance is very weak compared to PLM. PLM has mature knowledge how to choose those platforms, what to ask, how to prepare requirement specifications. All these things are described well, but in ALM area it's very weak. And those which I found, or which we found, those guides are based on vendor-to-vendor comparisons, which is very typical way we can see on the web, and on just pure customer feedback. But there is nothing like related back to the model or processes or some more formal way of looking at those platforms.